Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For this assignment, our group chose the topic The Behavioral View of Learning by B.F. Skinner. First thing first, I want to introduce my group members. First, Muhammad Arif Akmal. Second, Muhammad Haziq Mohaimin. Third, Ahmad Amshar Shahmid. And then lastly, Hafiz Haziq. For now, I want to talk about the B.F. Skinner background. B.F. Skinner was an American psychologist and one of the most influential figures in behaviorism and especially radical behaviorism. The full name is Burrhus Frederick Skinner. They born on 20 March 1904 in Pennsylvania, United States. Skinner is the best known for developing the theory of operant conditioning, which explains how behavior is shaped by reinforcement and punishment. He believed that behavior is learned through interaction with the environment, and internal mental processes are not the same main focus of scientific psychology. He also invented the Skinner box, an experimental apparatus used to study animal behavior, particularly in rat and pigeon. In summary, B.F. Skinner greatly contributed to our understanding of how environmental factors influence human and animal behavior, and his theory continues to be applied in education, therapy, and behavioral research today.
Next, I will explain the difference between reinforcement and punishment according to B.F. Skinner. Reinforcement and punishment are important concepts in learning. Reinforcement is used to increase behavior, while punishment is used to reduce behavior. There are two types of reinforcement. Positive reinforcement involves giving rewards or praise to encourage good behavior, while negative reinforcement removes something unpleasant to strengthen behavior. Punishment also has two types. Positive punishment adds something unpleasant to reduce behavior, while negative punishment removes something enjoyable. Overall, reinforcement is more effective for encouragement. After that, I will explain some of apparent conditioning methods. First thing first is a shaping. Shaping helps develop new behavior gradually through small steps. Next is a fading. Fading slowly reduces support to encourage independence. And the third is cueing. Cueing is provide hints or signals before behavior occur. And the last one is prompting. Prompting offers guidance to help learners to perform correctly. These methods are commonly used to support learning and also behavior change.
Now I will present about difference between reinforcement and punishment. Reinforcement is to increase the likelihood of a behavior, and then for punishment is to decrease the likelihood of a behavior. Reinforcement have two types, which is positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. Same with punishment, which is positive punishment and negative punishment. So for positive reinforcement is add a desirable stimulus to increase a behavior. So for the example is giving a student praise for answering a question correctly. And then for positive punishment is add an undesirable stimulus to decrease a behavior. For the example is a child lose their favorite toys for not completing their homework. After that, negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement is remove an undesirable stimulus to increase behavior. For the example is turning off loud noise when students begin to focus on work. And then negative punishment is remove a desirable stimulus to decrease behavior. So for the example is taking recess for incompleting homework. Now I will present about strategies of positive reinforcement in class. Positive reinforcement in class have three. First, token economy, pre-met principle, third, contingency contract. First, I will present about token economy. Token economy is a classroom management strategies where students are rewarded with token for demonstrate positive behavior, and this token can be collect and exchange for meaningful reward. The example is when a student who earn 5 star of token in exchange of 10 minutes of computer time. Secondly, pre-make principle. The pre-make principle is applied when a teacher allows students to participate in a preferred activity such as playing a game or having free time. Only have they have complete a task, assignment or coursework. In order to encourage responsibility and task, for the example is finish homework first, then he can watch Netflix. Lastly is contingency contract. A contingency contract is a written agreement between the teachers and the student that clearly outline the expect behavior, the condition that must be met, and the specific reward the student will receive, helping student understand expectation and take ownership of their behavior. For the example is complete fast for the whole Ramadan, you will get money Aidil Fitri.
Alright everyone, so today we are going to look at partial reinforcement in behavioral learning. Partial reinforcement means that a reward is not given every single time a behavior happens. Instead, the reward follows a certain pattern or schedule. First, alright, let's talk about fixed ratio reinforcement. This means a reward is given after a fixed number of actions. For example, imagine a student who receives a reward after answering 5 questions correctly. So the rewards depends on how many times the action is done, and the number is always the same. Like in short, fixed ratio means you must do a set number of tasks, then you will get your rewards. Next, a fixed interval reinforcement. In this case, the reward is given after a fixed period of time, not based on how many actions are done. It's like simple example is salary. Yes, your salary. You are paid at the end of every month, no matter how many days you work extra. So here are the key is you must wait for a certain amount of time, then the rewards is given to you. Alright, so I hope you can understand. Now let's move on to the variable ratio reinforcement. Basically, this type of reinforcements give like a rewards after an unpredictable number of actions. For example, slot machines. You will never know how many you need to play that slot machines before you win, because everyone knows the reward is unpredictable and people must keep and tend to keep trying. That's why this type actually is very strong and hard to stop. Lastly, we have variable interval reinforcement. Right here, it's like the rewards is given after an unpredictable amount of times. For example, a teacher may check student work at random times so that the student doesn't know on when the checking will happen. They must stay consistent in doing their work. So this reinforcement actually encourages people to keep behaving well over time. To conclude, fixed reinforcement is predictable and easy to understand, not like variable reinforcement. Is less predictable but more effective in maintaining behavior. in a longer time.